Hello everyone, this is Darwell20 and welcome to episode 40 of Darwell20's Let's Play series. Where today I've got some RZ magic-y stuff in my hotbar because I want to get ready to do some stuff. So what I'd like to do today is get myself access to the archmage spellbook. So in order to do this, we're going to need a handful of things, and if we look in here, we can see that we pretty much have everything we need at this point, because we needed Totems of Undying. We have one of those. I think I found a cool way to get more of them, though. And Nether Stars, which sounds like a good time as well. So Nether Star, Totem of Undying, ready to go. Then there's one more thing we need, and that is the Wilden Tribute, which can be obtained by defeating the Wilden Chimera. Which is apparently a tough boss battle in Ars Nouveau. So if we jumped into our rituals section, we haven't looked too much at these. I'm going to be honest, there's not a whole lot of rituals in here that jumped out at me as being super cool. Some of them are neat, but more interestingly, the ones that I'm most interested in trying are Challenge, which summons an Illager raid. And an emerald can be used to increase the difficulty of the raid to the max amount, making Totems of Undying accessible on easier difficulties. Long story short, that sounds cool. Augmenting has no effect on hard difficulty, which is, I'm pretty sure that's what I play on, yes. So we may not even need to throw emeralds at it. But then the other one we're talking about is the Summon Wilden Ritual. So by default, this ritual will summon a random type of Wilden, and there are 3 types as far as I know. If we look in JEI for Wilden, we'll find that there's Wilden Horns, there's Wilden Wings, and there's Wilden Spikes, each of which spawn from a different variant of Wilden Beast. If we use all 3 of those on the ritual, it will summon a Wilden Chimera, which is a challenging and destructive monster. Note, if summoning the Chimera, this ritual will destroy blocks around the Brazier. We should expect him to be Wither-like in that he'll destroy blocks, so let's spawn him far away from our base. When we do that and we kill him, I presume I'm going to get a Wilden Tribute, which I can use to unlock the top tier of the spellbook, which I'm very interested in trying. That said, I need to get a bunch of resources before I do that. One of the things I'd like to do is augment my armor. So between episodes, I applied Mana Regen 2 and Boost to some of my armor, and then I combine the books into 3, right? So Mana Regen 3 and Mana Boost 3. So I'm ready to apply that. I would also like to look into getting some protection spells. So if you look at my, if you look at 2 minutes ago in the video, you'll see I had the book here opened to protection, and I'm looking into the fact that I need some manipulation essence and some abjuration essence in order to get this going. And part of me was like, hey, you know what would be fun? Is if we automated these essences a little bit today. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to use Laser IO to automate my essence production. So if we look at the different types of essences, there are, well, actually quite a few. Abjuration, Conjuration, Air, Earth, Fire, Manipulation, Water, and that's about it. So 7. And we've got 2 platforms here within which we can automate things. Remember, you want to place the imbuement chamber with 3 arcane pedestals, which shouldn't be too hard to make now that we have access to more stuff. Because I'm pretty sure I just need a few of these, and we should be... That's enough to start, and then we'll get more in a minute. But yeah, so basically, I would like to have 7 sets of these. So it would be cool to me if we could easily set that up in a way that's smartish. So right now, things are set up in a not super efficient layout. Thinking about like how much more efficient I could be. Like right now, I've got this thing where I've basically been placing stuff and then swapping it out manually. I don't want to do that anymore. What I would like to do is have a pedestal for all of them and then automate it. Because remember, they will slowly convert into their respective essence over time, or we can feed them source in order to make it go faster. Now what I'd like to do is use Laser IO to keep a stock of, say, 8 or 10 or 16 of each type in a chest, and then extract from that chest and do source gems, you know, so that it just, you know, populates them all and then stops after a certain threshold, right? So then if I use a handful of earth, it'll make more earth automatically. So fully automate this process is what I'd like to accomplish today. I feel like I should be able to stagger this in an intelligible way. I just need to experiment a little bit with what that's going to look like. So what I'd like to try is I'm going to move this chest. Actually, let me carry on move you over to here. What I'd like to set up if I staggered this correctly, right, shouldn't I be able to put a pedestal in the corner here? Right? And then the imbuement chamber, like so? Would that be a problem? Right? So could I do this, 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 and this? Like, that would work, right? And then we could have another one. Like, I'm trying to make this as compact as possible. Right? So let me borrow some of these. And I'm going to reset my cards here real quick and get my card holder. And let me put away some of you for a minute. I don't need them just yet. I'm going to put away my Wilden stuff too. So you're reset, and you're reset. And none of you stack, but if I do that, you should all stack into there, and that'll be good. Cool. Okay. So like, let's start with how can we fully... Now you are that, and that. Oh, I see. So you know what I could have done? I don't necessarily need to put it behind. I could put it in front, right? Couldn't I do that? I guess. So that would be those three, and that would be those three. So what we have to just test and validate, but I think it should work. And then we would want another imbuement chamber here. That would be these three, right? And then we could probably move that all around and make it so that all 7 can fit here. Probably close to 7 can fit here. But let's validate that this process will work the way I want it to, right? So these guys are fermented sugar and this, right? Fermented sugar and this. And then these guys would be clock, button, redstone. So that would be clock, button, redstone. I'm just validating that these aren't too close. I'm hoping that it doesn't have a problem with how close they are. But I guess we'll see. And let's throw, I think water is one that we have. Water, snow, kelp. Yeah. Water, snow, kelp. And if this is a problem, we'll find out right about now when I try to go put some source gems in there. No recipe found. I'm assuming you don't like that this exists. Am I correct about that? I am correct about that. All right, so that is a little bit of a bummer because it means we can't be super compact. Because what I assume is happening is he's looking at the 8 blocks directly around him and deciding, hey, I don't have a recipe for spider eye milk, clock, and sugar. Not ideal. Not ideal. So, like, the compactness leaves something to be desired here. But I'm sure we can come up with another pattern that would work. So let's rearrange. And I think I ran into that before, but I was like retesting to make sure I understood the logic and the rules of how this system goes all together. So let's put away the clock and redstone and the water and this stuff. And let me think about how I could restructure this. So what we could wind up doing is just like I had before. But I'd really like to make it more compact. But I can't put a block here is basically what you're saying, right? So we could do this. Okay. Though technically, could we be a little bit more compact? So we could do that, but we can't shift it over one, right? So is there a difference? I'm going to say no in terms of space utilization. And I'm going to say that there's probably no real good way to do this in terms of efficient space utilization that's going to make any semblance of sense. So let's do this. We can probably assume that we're going to need... So we need 7 of these, right? Let me remove all of this for the time being so that we're nice and organized here. So clean up, clean up, clean up on aisle 10. Clean up, clean up, clean up. I might want to keep you. Perfect. Cool. And then you can have your, whatever this is. I assume it's a filter for what's allowed out. Yeah, source gems. Cool. We might need that. We might not. We'll find out. So let's carry on you for a sec. I didn't actually want to combine those, but I don't think it's a huge problem. So if we're going to do this, right, which is not the best in terms of space efficiency, but I really don't think that there's another way we can do it because we can't place a block here, right? So there's literally no other way. We could invert it, but it's still the same horizontal space. Unless I'm missing something obvious, which, let's be honest, is not all that uncommon. So then our most... Our best bet here, right, would be... Let me get some more pedestals. I don't know what you are, but okay. Alright, so that's a good start. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 lined up there. Though it doesn't really fit perfectly, does it? Unfortunately, not so much. Let me see what I can come up with that might look a little better. How about this? This is technically pretty compact, right? Because now I was able to fit 6 here across. And I think that should work. If I'm not mistaken. Right? Because what I can do now is this, 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 and... This feels like it could work to me, if I'm not mistaken. What is that? Feather Arrow Wilden Wing? That should be Air Essence. Right? And then you would be, this is Water Essence. Right? And what else do we got here? Earth Essence, I assume, was what the seeds are. And dirt. Dirt, dirt, dirt. Okay, that makes sense. That's cool, right? I'm kind of digging that. Now, what kind of essences haven't I made before? I'm assuming Fire Essence I've never made, which is used for some... Oh, it's a fuel source. All right, nice. That's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Out of curiosity... Smelts 80 items. Okay. It was just, you know, checking. So Fire and I think Conjuration are the two I haven't made yet. So we'll hold off on those until the time comes that we need them. Now, those of you who are exceptionally good at math might note that I said I need 7 and I fit 6 here. We'll figure that out. What I could probably do is just, theoretically, I could do the same thing here that I did over there. And rearrange these guys a little. Because technically I did that. Now what I should do is get some layered andesite. And get some polished dark stone. And keep things looking good, right? But we could, in theory, get some more arcane... pedestals. We're just going to need another batch of this, and then one more of these. Wait, did I math that wrong? No, I need 3 more of those, right? And then this would have to be a layered andesite, and this would also be a layered andesite. And that just kind of, you know, eats into my... But that's, I think, fine, right? And then one more imbuement chamber here, and that's 7. All within the walls. I like that. I think that's cool. I'm cool with that. Are you guys cool with that? I hope you are, because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I fit it. It fits. It fits. So let's put our Fire Essence here. And then I don't think I have the resources to actually make the Conjuration Essence, but we'll look into getting that at some point. Okay? And then what we're going to want to have is basically an input and an output chest. Okay? So I'm going to... Can I carry on you? I can. Nice. Like this could be our input and output chest. And what we would have here then would be nodes connected like this, this, okay? And that would be neat. And then we could have a stocking filter, and I mean, like, this should work. This should work. Yeah. And then we could also, by the by, I'm just going to move this out of the way, by the way. I don't want him here for the moment. But we could have a few more imbuement chambers. I should probably have, like, a couple more imbuement chambers. Well, that's not bad. Not a bad recipe. Yeah? And then you guys could all get a laser node. Missing glass? I thought I taught you glass panes, didn't I? Did I not teach you glass panes? Bad previous direwolf. I thought I did that. You know what else I don't have is a crafter to fit all this nonsense. I need to get into reborn storage so that I can multi-block the crafter and have like all the crafting in the world. But at least for now we can just do that, and that gets us back up and going to the mage tower. Why are there mushrooms literally everywhere? Like there's mushrooms in my basement. I don't know what's up with the mushrooms. Mushrooms everywhere. Something's doing it. I don't know if it's a mod. I have no idea. Beautiful. Look at that. Go, smelters, go. I think this will be cool, right? Yeah, let's automate this now. So you're going to be the input-output chest, right? So you're going to allow lapis and source gems. So what you guys are going to get, we're going to need a bunch of filters, I'm sure. We really need probably a lot of filters for what's allowed in and what's allowed out effectively. So let's make sure that we have more of these ready. Did I teach you logic chips? Oh, I did. Make that happen for me, would you? Luckily, I made filters pretty cheap. I like that about me. Counting filters, also what I would call pretty cheap. Yeah? Okay, so on the down, right, you need to extract specifically lapis. On the down, extract lapis, and technically you probably only want to extract one at a time, okay? And that's it. That's the only thing that's allowed out of here? No, you can also extract source gems on the down, right? So I'm gonna filter on the inputs what's allowed to go in. So do I even need a filter here technically? Probably don't need one, but it's fine, right? So then you guys on the down will insert source gems. And by the way, you should be able to do this. So you've got a down. So now if I go down here and put this in, boom. Down here and put this in. Cool. Okay, and let's make sure we've got a laser wrench ready to go. And you can bind these however you see fit. So if you want to interconnect them in all ways. It really doesn't matter how they're bound. They'll just discover each other and figure it out. So you can really draw those lasers however you want from a visual perspective, and it absolutely will not hurt to do something like this, right? It shouldn't matter. If it ever does, let me know. See, now everybody's connected to each other. So if I do that, so you're on the down, you should extract lapis and source gems, and you guys on the down will only accept source gems. I put the wrong cards. These guys should be accepting of source gems. The other 8 filters, of which I'm going to need another filter. The other 8 filters should all be accepting of lapis. That's my bad. That's on me. So let's put you in here for a minute, and let's put you away for a minute. So you guys all accept lapis on the down. That's Dire being a derp. Why are you actually not getting your items at the moment? You know what? Probably because they don't accept source at the moment. So let's do this and this. Cool. Out and in. So now everybody should be getting lapis. Beautiful. Cool. And remember, laser IO nodes, when they extract, the extraction cards tick once every second unless you put overclockers in them. Easy peasy. Yeah, so these basic filters that I set with the wrong filter are going to be used in the other ones, right? So now everybody should be getting a lapis filter. And then on the down here, you should be stocking source gems. Cool? So that as soon as you guys generate source gems, it should pull them out and get them, right? In theory. Is there a reason you're not extracting, Mr. Stalker card? Did I do something wrong here? Whitelist, source gems, stock. You should be doing everything. Actually, I don't know why that's not pulling the source gems. Oh, because I whitelisted what these guys are allowed to interact with. So I have to add source gems to the whitelist. Haha! Yeah. Oh, so now you can accept source gems, though. And I probably don't want that. So technically, you shouldn't need a filter if we think about this correctly. Technically, you shouldn't need a filter, I don't think. We'll test this, but they may not need filters because I think they don't need filters. So my mod is working the way I expected it to. It's just I forgot that, you know, when I stock, I have to actually whitelist what I'm allowed to pull out of the chests too. Dire knows how his own mod works. Promise. Took me a minute, but I figured it out. So let's not whitelist anything here and see if that becomes a problem. Because I think Ars Nouveau's blocks here are smart enough to be like, hey, yeah, I'm going to not allow source gems into them. Like, if we remove the lapis here and we tick accelerate something, he's not going to allow source gems in here. So we don't need a filter, right? And now is that also true for this and this, for example? I guess we'll find out. Yeah, it looks like he's smart enough to not accept items unless they actually fit. So now, how about if we bind to you? And you on the down can be an insert card. Now, will you get source gems? All right, no, you won't because there's no item sitting there. Well, yeah, no, that makes sense. So let's actually remove that on the down. We'll bind you to you. We'll bind you and you. We'll bind you to you. And you guys all get connected now. Cool. So then this guy on the down can get an insert. And in theory... Oh, so he's inserting and extracting at the same time. Right. That makes sense. So maybe I should set him up on a different channel. So how about on the down, he's on the... He can be insert on the orange channel. Is that fair? Because what's happening is he's immediately inserting and then stocking and pulling it back out. And we saw that with the particle effects. So how about here, you extract only lapis on white, right? And then we'll have another extract card on orange that will only extract source gems. Haha. Cool. So that means we'll probably need another stocking card, which is fine because this stalker had a basic filter. We needed another stocking card here with a counting filter. And I'm going to tell you, keep in stock. What are you even making over here? You're probably Earth Essence. Do we have any Earth Essence in this thing? We do not have any essences. No problem. Okay. So what I'm going to say is on the down, let's go with Earth Essence times 2. Okay. So what should happen is that should turn into an Earth Essence, and then it'll be swapped out. And if we are really impatient, we can make this happen faster with a little bit of, there we go, Earth Essence. Cool. So you, on the down, have no filter. You're on orange. You, on the down, I forgot to change you to the orange channel. Boom. How cool is that? All right. I like it. And then it'll Earth Essence a second time. And then it'll backstuff the Earth Essence, and it won't get any more, in theory. Aha! See? And now the Earth Essence is just sitting there, and the system is now backstuffed. And if I said, hey, I want more than 2, I want, let's say, 8, that'll happen for us, right? Boom, boom. And now it'll get up to 8 before it backstuffs, right? How cool is that? I like it actually quite a bit, thank you. And I'm going to keep a bunch of lapis in there too, so that it can start populating lapis everywhere. Look at the little lapis particles. I love it. Isn't it neat? I'm very proud of Laser IO. Can you tell? So now the process becomes exceptionally repeatable, right? Because if we look here, this doesn't have a filter. So all we really need to do is down insert, but make them orange channels. Oh, and by the way, you can totally modify these when they're inside the holder. So that they're all orange channels at a time, if you want. And then I would turn them back to white, because I like them to be as basic as possible in there. But that's me personal preferencing, right? And then everything will start working. Now, none of these have a filter on the stocking card. So what'll happen is, once they actually accumulate, okay, they'll all turn into their respective items, slowly but surely, without the need of source, right? If we gave it source, it would be way faster, but also I have tick accelerators. Boom. Water, air, and the others. Cool. So then I can come over here to the down stocking card, and I can add Abjuration Essence. I'll just put them all in, even though we don't have Conjuration Essence at this point. We already put Earth in there. We should put Fire in. We can put this. And then we can put this. And look, it's working. Ha 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 ha. How cool, right? And then all of these guys should be gems at this point, ready to go to their next. Now, what about you, buddy? Did I miss that one? No, Abjuration's in there. Oh, do we have enough Abjuration Essence? That's why. We already have 8 Abjuration Essence. Would you look at that? The system is working exactly as designed. If I take them out, it should populate and boom. And now another one is being made. Ha ha ha, it's working. It's working as expected. I love everything about it. How cool is this? And then you guys can go back in there. And that looks good to me. Yeah? What do we think? Like, I'm pretty happy. So literally we just sit here, and eventually this will all fill up with the different types of essences that we want, right? In theory, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cooking right now. And then we've got room for the other 2. So if I got the fire essence, that would be flint and steel, torch, and gunpowder. Flint and steel. I'm sure we have all this stuff. Torch and gunpowder. So this way we're just kind of ready for when the time comes for all this stuff, right? Boom, boom, boom. And it technically doesn't matter which of these doohickeys we do this in, right? And you can be insert on orange, and then, oh, that's on the wrong side. Cool. And then you should also just be ready with an inserter card here. You know what? Nah, If I remove the lapis, it doesn't matter. We'll just leave the card there ready to go, so that when we get to the point where we want to make whatever that other essence is, it was Conjuration Essence. We need Starbuncle Shards, Wildenhorn, and a book. Actually, I think I saw Starbuncle Shards in here. Nope, we don't. Starbuckle. Actually, we have some in here. Obtained by giving a Willem. Oh, yeah, we can get one of those. We can get those easily. You know why? Because we can spawn them in our friendly mob spawn room. Starbuncles spawn in that. So what was the rest of that essence? Wildenhorn and a book. And that is fully automating all the essences with Laser IO. A-boom. What do you guys have to say about that? Eh? Pretty cool. Pretty cool, I would like to say. There's our Conjuration Essence, and fire should pop in here any second. Oh, and an Enderman decided to come see what I'm working on. Because that's what the Endermen do. Alright. I'm pretty happy with this. I think it's cool, right? Should be cool. Should be cool. And that should be really fully and totally automated. So at any given time, we should come over here and see at least 8 of each essence hanging out. Right? And just whatever amount of lapis I put in here will make the source gems. If I wanted to limit the amount of source gems, I could do that, but I don't feel a need to. So we'll stick with this. Cool? All right, nice. So for protection, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 manipulation essences. And I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 abjuration essences, right? When I make the 5th, it's going to populate again, right? And that'll refill itself, right? That should stock at this point. And then I'm ready to go with making an enchanted book, along with a bunch of this. And what else do I need? A bunch of lapis, I assume? Yeah. Lapis blocks and gem blocks. I'll just get a bunch. It doesn't matter. We have lots now, right? Yeah, buddy. So if I want protection book, which is actually exactly what I want, we start with book 1. I'm just going to do this way, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that, and that. That should be cool. So 1 is 1, 1, 1, and 2 of those dudes. And that should be cool. And we'll see if we have enough source here. I guess we do. And number 2 is 2 manipulations and 2 lapis. Right? And 3 is 2 manipulation and source times 3. Two manipulation. I'm assuming that's correct. Cool. And 4 is 2 manipulation, is basically 2 of everything. And we now have a protection forward book. Well, I lied because there's not enough source nearby. Do you think it's easy enough to, like, fill one source jar with another? Nope, I guess not. So we're going to need more source. We're going to need another source of source. I've been meaning to do this anyway. I wanted to try out the Vitalytic source. Generates a moderate amount of source from nearby mob death and animal breeding. Cool. So how about we get a Vitalytic source? Okay, all we need is a glistening melon. And I'm pretty sure we're coming up to the end of the episode here. So I'm going to try this out real fast near our mob farm. Let's sleep through this night of ours, because that's always fun. I need to automate daytime at some point. I wonder if I could. I don't even know if that's possible in this pack. And then what I'll do is I'll just populate some source jars over here. Does that sound cool? Do we have any more source jars, or is that it? Oh, we have one more. And then the Vitalytic source link. And then we let mobs spawn in there. That looks like it's working. Now, are you going to generate your source? I have no idea. Something's happening, though, because particle effects, right? I assume. When are you going to fill up the jars, Chief? There you go. Alright, so for now, Del20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. We'll come back next time. We'll play a little bit more with this here mod. Ars Nouveau is fun, dude. I do enjoy it. I think it's cool. Once I get one full jar of source, which I might have some over here, I don't even know. I've not really been doing good with source lately, and I should be doing better. But yeah, we'll wrap up here. We'll come back next time. Yeah, it looks like you need a decent amount of mob deaths before it fills up a jar, which is a little surprising, because I thought it would be better than this. But maybe it's... You know what? Maybe it's filling up this jar first. That could be what it's doing. This guy did get actually pretty full pretty fast. So yeah, when we come back next time, I'll look into doing that Wilden battle thing. Is that enough? Yes, it is. Cool. And then we'll get an awesome book, and then we have more things to check out. There's lots of other mods we haven't even looked at thus far, so we want to get into some of those soon, for sure. But yeah, for now, Del20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.